Want to start a healthcare business? Do you own a healthcare business and need help turning it around? Well, Nursing and Behavioral Health Services specialize in starting, managing, and growing healthcare businesses in all states. In fact, over the past 20 years, we have started hundreds of small businesses and helped a plethora of others revamp outdated practices, design and redesign procedures, retrain and evaluate employees, improve processes, and increase your bottom line. NBHS is not new to this industry, nor do we just fall into this arena. Our team of healthcare consultants have the academics and professional backgrounds to make business dreams reality and to help existing businesses realize untapped potential. Our business models include personal care home, memory care home, medically fragile home, medical home care, companion care, staffing agency, adult day program, and health product store. We even offer policies and procedures for the savvy entrepreneur that desire to do it on their own. Schedule a consultation today. Call us at 800-214-2611 or visit our website at www.nbhsllc.com.
Okay, welcome. My name is Ernest Flagg. I'm with Nursing and Behavioral Health Services. I'm going to look at Virginia DBHDS licensing overview process. A couple of things I want to share with you. Our website is NBHSLLC.com. Again, that's NBHSLLC.com. Our phone number is 800-214-2611. Again, 800-214-2611 should you desire to schedule a consultation. And all of our consultations are paid consults. So visit our website and click on feature consults and flick through those. We specialize in licensure and certification of well over 30 business models nationally. Okay, we've been at this for 20 years and we are more than qualified and to do what we do, and we are excellent at it. Let's look here. When applying for a Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Services license, it is important for all applicants to understand the DBHDS licensing process and related issues. Due to the high level of applications, the entire licensing process could take 6 to 12 months to complete. That's more like 12 to 16 months to complete right now. This is an old document. Virginia is inundated with applications. Not saying everybody is going to be approved, but many people want to be in Virginia. Virginia has a very strong economy there, beautiful place to live. It is also was sued by the DOJ, so the state mental health department there really has got to make some changes and do some things in terms of ensuring that access to services are not interrupted for those individuals that need them. So consequently, they got to open up a lot more group homes, adult day programs, home care agencies. They will have to open up, they got to do the supported employment and personal care services. They need a lot of things down there. Another beautiful thing about Virginia is their per diem is right at about $270 a day for high functioning individuals, relatively high functioning individuals, and that could change. That could go up because of the level of care required for an individual. There is extensive, and definitely that number is just a baseline. However, in an effort to expedite the licensing process, we are revising the process The initial application and attachments and the policies and procedure portions will be combined. Please be mindful that incomplete applications that fail to adequately address all licensing regulations, or provider delays in providing requested information can further extend the licensing process. And well, that's really true. Virginia, I've seen them send a whole application packet back and tell you, hey, you got to start all over again. So I've seen, just people miss the mark when it comes to developing the policies and procedures, and then they come into our office and say, hey, I need you to put this together. I saw you about 6 months ago, but here we are right here. Virginia kicked our stuff back. And then when you look at all of the citations that they hit them with, it's 40 and 60 and 80 citations, and man, I'm not working on that stuff. You don't even want to work on it because it's more difficult to come behind someone and attempt to repair what it is that they then jacked up big time from the start, because they went and bought some policies and procedures from online, stole some from the group home they used to work at, or borrowed some from a friend that had a group home or something along that nature. So make certain that your application is complete and that you're not missing spaces on there. If it's something not relevant, put NA on the application, but make sure you address every requested piece of information that happens to be on that application, and provide them the requested documents that they are asking for. That is huge. I mean, that is huge. You've got to have an employment application on all of your key leadership staff. And this has to be a thorough application, including employee file. It has to be a thorough employee file, including an employment application and a signed job description. And don't forget, you need 3 months of a line of credit, or 3 months of your operating expenses in the bank or in the form of a line of credit to show financial stability. Number one, until you are confident of being near the end of the licensing process, please do not buy a house, do not rent a house, do not rent office space, do not get insurance, do not hire staff. But you can prospect, you can look for homes, you can check with zoning on any potential property. You can survey the costs of office space and locations for an office. You can survey and field buying insurance, and check with the various insurance agencies as to what that would cost in terms of general professional liability, and also make sure you understand the limits that DBHDS is requiring of you. Okay. However, you should be collecting and submitting resumes for prospective staff and critical positions. That's what we said. Review your business plan, including how you will expect to get referrals. Yeah, I mean, you need to know this, and you need to really consider this. How will you get referrals? And that's something you really, really want to consider, is how you're going to get referrals. Licensure is one thing. Certification is another. Referrals is another. They all three are independent of each other, so really consider how you're going to get referrals. Virginia got this huge thing down there called choice. So if an individual wants to live in another group home or get day treatment services from another facility, or from another facility, they can do that. They can just switch just like that. So, put some thought into this before you do it. Figure out how you're going to get referrals, how you're going to market this business, and give this business some public awareness. Because other than that, you can't just blanketly come and think, as soon as I get licensed and certified, I'm going to start getting placements. No, it is a process, a huge process, a marketing initiative that you're going to have to put in place to ensure that their phone rings and you actually get some placements and you can fill those beds. DBHDS has a 5-phase licensing process, which is as follows. New applicants will submit the following information as one packet for review: complete application and your policies and procedures. All right. So look at that checklist real closely. Those policies and procedures need to match those regulations. The policies and procedures need to match Virginia's rules and regs. And I believe it's chapter 105. Will happen to be the regs or rules that you need to be aligning all of your policies and procedures through. 2, getting stuff off of internet is not going to work. Buying junk is not going to work. Virginia, they are not playing. DBHDS is not playing with you. They're going to send that garbage back to you and hurt your feelings and delay your process and further cost you more money and more money and more money. The licensing specialist will determine the final approval of the licensing policies as part of the on-site inspection. Okay, now final approval of the policies. Now remember, and just know this, the policies and procedures that DBHDS they're asking for is happen to be a fragment, minimum policies and procedures sample of minimum policies and procedures, a sample of your full set of policies and procedures. And look here, the licensing specialist will determine the final approval of the licensing policies as part of the on-site inspection. They're going to look at your policies and procedures again, and if there's something wrong with them at that level, then they're going to let you know. They're going to cite you. And keep in mind, what I'm saying is they're going to, when they come and do your on-site inspection, looking at the environmental aspects of your home, they're also going to look at the programming side of your home to look at the full set of policies and procedures that you should have on premises, on site. The initial set of policies and procedures that you send them is not all that is required in totality to run a personal care home or group home or personal care business in Virginia, in any state, because typically it's the same. Phase 2, the applicant will complete the human rights policies and procedures, human rights affiliation process. The applicant is issued a letter from the Office of Human Rights directing the applicant to pursue a human rights affiliation with a local human committee. And they're going to give you a list. Once you go to this class, watch these videos, or do whatever it is they want you to do with this piece here, which I think it is a class they want you to attend, and then they're going to give you information on writing those human rights policies and procedures, how they should be written, and also they want to make sure you get connected with a local human committee. Okay, the applicant will register with DBHDS Background Investigation Unit to initiate the criminal background check process, which is again phase 2. The applicant will contact the Virginia Department of Social Services to complete the central registry check process. This is after this is after phase 1. We're in phase 2 now. Criminal background check is important. Central registry process checking is important. Make sure you're not on sex offenders and abuse and neglect, etc., etc. And human rights policies and procedures, all part of phase 2. And you will have to sit in a class for that human rights policies and procedures and human rights affiliation process. That piece is an in-class piece. It just came across my mind again. Phase 3. The Office of Licensing will assign a licensing specialist to the applicant. The licensing specialist will complete an on-site inspection process. During the inspection, the licensing specialist will review the physical facility, or administrative office and conduct knowledge-based interviews with the service director, licensed staff, etc., to determine if the staff has working knowledge of the service. The licensing specialist will determine the final approval of the licensing policies and procedures as part of the on-site inspection. Once the on-site inspection is completed, the licensing specialist will make a licensing recommendation to the Office of Licensing Management staff for review, who then will follow the recommendation of DBHDS Commissioner for final approval. Now, a couple of key pieces I want to show you here. During the inspection, they're going to review the facility. So in this particular instance, with this concern, they're going to be looking at your lights, your locks, your fire extinguishers. They're going to be looking at your hardwired interconnected smoke detector system to make sure you got a full-size bed in the bedroom with adult mattresses, okay? And that they got a liner on them. They should have a bed liner on them. They are going to make sure, look for some things like temperature gauges in the refrigerator and the freezer. They want to make sure you got a menu posted, a refrigerator log or temperature log. They want to look at backup food, food that you have for storage. They're going to be looking at health and safety issues. So that raggedy porch out there, that squeaky rail, that squeaky step, that loose step, that weak step, that broke concrete, they're going to look at that. All right, and they can speak on it, you know, and they actually can hold your stuff up for it because it's a health and safety issue, and that's, they know, and they're on the hook. If they license you with all that stuff wrong, they're on the hook, and they know it. And so go on and fix it. Fix it before they even come out there. Fix it before we come out there. Fix it before you retain us, because I'm going to tell you to fix it. I'm going to tell you to fix it. I'm going to tell you to fix it. I'm going to tell you to fix it up front. I'm going to just jump. We're going to fix it. All that loose paint, the walls cracking or whatever, take the holes out the walls. Put that baseboard back. Put that globe over that light because it should be there anyway. Right? Right. And your smoke detectors need to be hardwired, meaning a rope, a cord, an electrical line, 14-2 electrical line need to be going from one smoke detector to the next, all the way to when they're wired in the basement. That's hardwired, right? And they're interconnected in the sense that if the one in the basement goes off, all of them goes off. The one in one bedroom goes off, they go off throughout the whole house. And they're going to check them. They're going to get up on a chair, twist that doggone smoke detector, and they're going to check it. So don't play them close like that. And so that's all I'm going to say about the facility, because we have a council on that as well. And the office, they're going to look at the office. Do you got a fax machine? Do you have files? Do you have, the essential office supplies and technology in place to run the day-to-day affairs of this business? They're going to be concerned about your records, your documents, and they're going to look at the program material again. But importantly also is this particular piece here: conduct a knowledge-based interview with the service director. So that service director is going to need to know about ISPs. They're going to need to know about admissions, discharges, emergency discharges. They're going to need to know about how they're going to handle acute matters, protocols. I mean, they can ask you about anything, anything. How long? They can ask you, about your refund policy. They can ask you about anything. Knowledge-based interviews with the service director can be a frustrating piece, all right? And so we do have counsels on those to help prepare you for those on-site inspections and surveys. But at the same time, they're very, very detailed, they're very lengthy, and they're tough. We have over 300 questions that we ultimately get to in terms of preparing you for that particular piece. But you'll be prepared for it. That's phase 3. Phase 4 is, while the applicant is waiting for the licensing recommendations approval, from DBHDS Commissioner, the applicant may request a pending letter from the specialist. The licensing specialist will initiate the pending letter and will submit it to the applicant via email. The pending letter will serve as the authorized license until the final license is received. Alright, let me see if I can get rid of this stuff on here while we're doing this. Oops, this thing want to act crazy. Alright, hold on, let me see. I'm going to say what I got to say. The pending license will serve as the authorized license until the final license is received. Medicaid is notified via the pending letter so the new provider may begin providing services. So the new provider may begin providing services, all right? And we still got to get you and apply on the DMA side or through Medicaid, but they will be notified, okay? The final license is mailed to the provider, and that is what it is. So I want to say that it is 2018, and I really want you to think about taking and using your skills and ability and credentials to run your own business. Personal care business industry is a lucrative business. We have long worked for people. We have long worked for individuals and line their pockets with our sweat equity. Now is the time to fight back, to reclaim, to restore. Now is the time to make business ownership a reality. There's no better time than now to turn in those keys and badges, swipe that time clock for the very last time, surrender that medication card. Now is the time for you to put that foot forward toward business ownership and making it a reality for you, for your family. You cannot be truly, truly free in this world until you make your own time, until you work for yourself, until you control your own hours. There's no better time than now to start your own business, okay? Begin to work on your exit plan. Start working for yourself, okay? Start working for yourself. Start living a different life. And the personal care business industry is the industry to go into, okay? It is extremely rewarding, okay? And you will not be dissatisfied just as long as you're coming in it for the right reasons. Have a great day.